Good evening, boys and girls. It's me. I'm back. Guess what? We're gonna build stuff tonight.
We are?
No, not us really. But the people in the story are. They are gonna build a whopper of a tent.
Really?
Yeah. Just see. You'll find out. It's really gonna be cool.
Are they going to camp out in it?
No. It's gonna be called a tabernacle. You'll see. Just wait.
So, start the story.
Well, one of the things that God spoke to Moses about when he was up on Mount Sinai together was the way he wanted his chosen people, Israelites, Hebrews, take your choice. He wanted them to worship him. And all the people of Israelites, all they'd ever seen was people like in Egypt, worshiping rocks and statues and stuff like that. And God said, no, that's not the way it's going to be. So, he just wanted them to remember he was the one true God and he's a spirit that lives everywhere. So we do not have to have a statue to remind us of him. You know, a picture of him once in a while would be nice, though.
I know.
But God knew that this would be a long time before the people could understand this. So he gave them a place for worship that they could see. One that would remain with them as long as they needed. Wait a minute, they're living in tents.
Mm-hmm. You likened it into a KOA the other night.
I know. A camping ground. So, the tent's got to be that too.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Israelites were camping in the wilderness, like I said, traveling from place to place, well, when that pillar of cloud stopped and the fire moved, they did whatever it said. So, it's going to be called a tabernacle. And every part of it was to be made in such a way that it could be quickly taken down, packed up, and carried to a new camping ground. Got it?
Mm-hmm. Portable.
Yeah, like a pup tent.
Mm-hmm.
The directions for making the tabernacle and all that went with it were given to Moses while he was on that mountain. He better have had a long piece of paper.
They didn't really use paper so much then. It was papyrus.
Or those rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then he told this people exactly what God had wanted. Peeky, peeky, peeky. If I did your peeky, man, this is going to be picky.
Well, tell them how it goes.
He saw that it was going to be very expensive materials. Gold and silver and bronze and fine linen, goat skins, wood, some oil, some spices, and precious stones. They call gemstones.
Mm-hmm.
So he simply asked the people to give what they could to make the tabernacle happen. I think he should have divvied it up.
He didn't.
No one was commanded that they had to give a particular amount, but they brought so much that the builders had to ask Moses to make the people stop. They were very generous.
Mm-hmm.
It's called giving till it hurts.
I guess I did.
Not only did the people give the materials for making their house of worship, they also gave of their time. These who had the ability to build a frame, or maybe the ones who wove their curtains, or some of them were really good at molding the metal, they would be called,
Jeweler?
no.
Metallurgist?
Yeah, that's the word. And the other ones, they could sew the priestly robes. That would be you. You could be a sewer.
Mm-hmm.
In charge of all of this, they had to have two bosses. One of them came from the tribe of Judah, you know, Mr. Judah. And the other one came from the tribe of Dan, you know, Mr. Dan.
Mm-hmm.
And these two put on all the finishing touches. They did the elaborate weaving and carved the figures in the wood and the metal. They were talented.
Yes, they were talented. People from that tribe were talented, those tribes.
For nearly a year, the Israelites camped near Sinai, building the house of worship. A year?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, they got to stay for a while.
Mm-hmm.
When all the separate parts of the place of worship were ready, the tabernacle was put together, kind of like a kit.
Mm-hmm.
This was done on the first day of the first month of the year. Well, year after they had left Egypt. So, it's kind of like New Year's Day. Cool. And when it was finished, the tabernacle looked something like this. All right, sit down, buckle your seatbelts. This is going to be good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you got to visualize it. Close your eyes and visualize it.
If you keep doing that, you're going to hypnotize them.
Oh, sorry. Surrounding the tabernacle itself was a big courtyard built exactly in the center of the camp. Can't miss this spot.
Nope.
And outside its entrance was the tent where Moses lived. Seems fair. The courtyard was open, but it had a high curtain around it, hung with bronze poles. Whoa, expensive. The curtain was made of bright-colored linen and was higher than a man's head. Why's that?
Privacy.
Oh, it's a privacy fence. Yeah, I know about them.
Those.
Although there was an opening on one side where the priests could enter. Near the entrance, you know the door, inside the court stood a large altar. This altar was a place where they could lay their offering and worship God, and it would be burnt on the altar.
What was it made out of?
It says piled up stones. Reminds me of a barbecue.
Kind of.
Or it was carved in place and to build a fire on the large rock. A little hole.
Okay.
This altar, however, was built of wood, and it was, it's going to catch on fire.
No, keep reading.
Covered it inside and out with bronze, so the wood would not burn. Oh, it was just insulated.
Mm-hmm.
It had no bottom or top, but there was a grating. What's that?
Like mesh, like a little wires things.
I just gotta look it up.
Yeah, grating. You gotta look it up.
Well, inside it, and that's where you put the fire, and it was so much holes in it that the crumbs and the ashes would fall on the ground beneath. Oh, it is like a barbecue grill then.
Mm-hmm.
Rings of metal were fastened on each corner, and when the camp was moved, the poles were placed through the rings, and the priests could carry the altar on their shoulders. Oh, this sounds like a movie I once saw.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. What is it called? The Lost Ark of Covenant or something? Yeah. A lot of swashbuckling in that movie.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Beyond the altar, it was a large basin called a laver, and the laver held water on which the priests washed the offerings. And the laver was near the door of the tabernacle itself. Oh, it's kind of like our Germex is near our door.
Mm-hmm.
The tabernacle, well, it looked like a large tent, but the walls were more made of board, covered with gold. Whoa. And mounted on silver frames. This is getting expensive, boys and girls.
Mm-hmm.
These frames could be taken apart and carried about. Oh, portable walls. But they made the tabernacle sturdy. And the board walls made up 3 sides of the tent, but the front was covered only with a curtain. Oh, now it's beginning to sound like a stage. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like a stage. Sides, back, but no front, just a curtain.
Yeah. Several curtains made the roof of the tent. The inside one was beautifully woven and decorated. The outside one, well, it was more like goat skin. It was waterproof. Yeah, so it wouldn't get wet.
Mm-hmm.
The inside of the tabernacle, I told you this was going to be very involved. Pay attention. Hey, you, over there, get your feet off the couch. I'm just presuming.
Okay.
The inside of the tabernacle was divided into 2 rooms. The front one was twice as large as the other and was called the holy place. Oh, now it's getting good. It contained a table covered with gold on which to place 12 loaves of bread. How many brothers were there?
For Joseph?
Yeah.
11 plus him is 12.
Yeah, 12 loaves of bread. to represent the 12 tribes, and a gold lampstand with 7 branches. Hey, I've seen one of those at the store before.
Mm-hmm.
And an altar of incense where they burn smelly stuff. I smelled it before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The smaller room, well, it was called the Holy of Holies, and only the high priest could enter that room once a year. Who dusted it in between times?
I don't think anybody dusted it in between times.
Well, that would be probably a little bit of an allergy problem.
Could have been.
It held a wooden chest. It was covered with gold, too, and intricate. That means very, very picky. Carvings. Inside the chest lay the tablets of stone with the 10 Commandments written on them. This is a filing cabinet.
Sort of.
Over the chest, on the top, were 2 figures called cherubim. You know, like little naked baby angels.
Okay.
And they were carved. And this was the place where God himself was to dwell. He took the smallest room of all.
Mm-hmm.
When the tabernacle was in place and the last curtain was hung, the pillar of cloud settled over the tent, and the glory of the Lord filled it. Now, throughout the rest of their journey, this was where the pillar of cloud was by day and the fire by night. Yeah. And whenever it moved, the Israelites knew that they were to leave and follow. It would take a lot of disassembling.
Yeah, it did.
Skillful.
Yes, it did.
Wow. Did they have a U-Haul it?
No, they didn't have U-Haul. They had camels and donkeys.
Okay. Okay, kids, this was a lot to think about tonight. So, it'll get better. Tomorrow night, spies. I'm telling you, spies. I love it.
Okay. Say goodnight.
Okay, boys and girls, snuggle down, pull those covers up, and start to dream about